Good morning, Empower You participants. I'm Taylor Rush. I'm a health psychologist and a member of the Cleveland Clinic Movement Disorders team. I'm so excited to be spending some time with you this morning to discuss the benefits of mindfulness. And some of you may have heard about mindfulness in the past. It's been gaining a lot of popularity over the past several years. And some people have looked into this as something that they want to try, and other people say, I'm not real sure what this is all about. So they just kind of pass it by. But I'm here to tell you that it is something you should definitely pay attention to and take notice of, because it's certainly been helpful in my life over the past 12 years that I've practiced. And it's been helpful in countless patients that I've worked with. And so I'm very happy to share with you about it today. So simply put, mindfulness is the act of paying attention in the present moment without judgment. And as simple as that sounds, paying attention in the present moment without judgment, if we really step back and think about it, it's something that a lot of us probably struggle with. We often have, one foot in the future, and we're thinking about what lies ahead and all the uncertainties that exist with that. And then one foot in the past and thinking about what's already happened and things that we can't change. And what that does is it can actually rob us of the experience that's taking place right in front of us. And so we may miss opportunity to enjoy things that are happening in our lives currently. It may mean that we worry about things that never actually happen. And so it just kind of drains us and doesn't help us with moving forward in the best way. So we know that by practicing an attitude of mindfulness, being here in the present moment without judgment, we are able to enhance our well-being, reduce our stress, and actually grow appreciation for some of the things that are taking place right in front of us. So mindfulness can be done informally as well as formally. So informal mindfulness is basically doing a task while paying attention to what you're doing and how it feels to do that task. So one really great example, especially in the morning, it might be, taking that first sip of a morning cup of coffee. We often do this while we're doing something else. We are watching the news, we're reading a paper, we're talking to somebody, and we may not even recognize what it is to be drinking that amazing beverage. And so being mindful with your first sip of coffee would be paying attention to, the smell of your coffee, the sensation of heat that's coming from your cup, and how that wonderful brew tastes when it actually hits your tongue. And you can practice mindfulness in this way or other ways informally. You can practice mindfulness while driving or riding in a car. So often, we end up not recognizing things that have happened or that have changed around us. And so I know even I have been guilty of that, where I saw that there's this building that was being built nearby my house. And I asked my husband, when did they start that? And he was like, Taylor, that's been going on for about 5 months now. We just kind of go into autopilot, not recognizing some of the things that are happening around us. We can practice mindfulness informally by, watching our pet sunbathe in the window, which is sometimes quite entertaining. We can practice mindfulness by looking at what's going on outdoors around us. And sometimes right now, those worlds can feel very small with everything that's going on. And so expanding our view of things that are happening can help us to enrich our lives as they stand currently. Now, so that's informal mindfulness, where you're doing it as part of your daily routine. Then there's formal mindfulness, which is where you actually take some time out of your day to do a formal meditation practice. And when people hear that word meditation, they think that they have to be sitting cross-legged on a lily pad somewhere. And I promise you, no lily pads have to be involved in this process. We can practice mindfulness even just by connecting to the sensation of our own breath. We take our lungs with us wherever we go. And so we always have that as an available anchor to bring us back to the present moment. Whether we're stressed or our mind's racing about 10 different things, being able to come back to the sensation of our own breath can sometimes help us to hit the reset button and help us to better manage some of those stressors that are coming into our lives that we don't have any real control over. So by doing this, just even for 5 minutes a day, we can help to better manage stress, improve our mental clarity, and it also improve just our overall sense of well-being. So what I would like to do with you all is try a quick practice of this so that you can start off this great day in a good frame of mind, and so you can get as much out of this Empower You day as you possibly can. So I want you to get as comfortable as possible in the chair or the couch or the recliner or wherever you are today watching this video. And I just want you to start by getting in a position that feels as comfortable as possible and just recognizing where your body is in relation to where you're sitting. Recognizing if your feet are on the floor or propped up, recognizing, where your hands might be placed in your lap or on the arms of your chair, recognizing how your back feels up against the chair, recognizing where your sit bones and your hips feel in the cushion of the chair. And you can certainly close your eyes or keep them open. I like to close my eyes because it helps me to focus on myself and my body. And I just want you to start by paying attention to the sensation of your breath. And that doesn't mean that you actually have to change the way that you're breathing. It just means that you're paying attention to how it feels to take a deep breath in and out. And you might notice that your breath isn't even really that deep. Your breath might be shallow, it might be quick, it might be slow. You might notice that it's coming in through your nose or possibly your mouth. And just taking a thoughtful curiosity to the sensation of your breath. Not judging it, not saying that the way that you're breathing is good or bad, it just is. And as you notice the sensation of your breath, I really want you to focus in on where you notice the breath most. And for some people, that may be where the breath is coming in through their nose or mouth. They may notice it in the back of their throat. They may notice the breath as air fills their lungs, but just paying attention to where you notice it most. And allow your focus to stay with that sensation. And if you notice that your mind starts to wander to whether you're doing this right or what you have on your grocery list for later today, that's okay. It just means that your brain is alive and well. Just bring your attention back to that sensation of the breath. Giving yourself permission to just be here now instead of the future or the past. Just letting those thoughts float by like clouds in the sky. Anchoring to the pattern and the rhythm of your breath. Giving yourself a little space to just breathe without any other responsibilities. letting go. And maybe expanding your awareness to then how your body feels as you just sit in this moment. Maybe noticing that muscles are tight, or maybe are even beginning to loosen as you just focus on this task. Taking it all in. And then taking one breath where you try to bring in a little bit more air and fill your lungs. And out. And then wiggle your fingers, your toes. Move the shoulders a little bit, opening your eyes if you have them closed. And just taking note of how you feel now compared to just a few minutes ago. And keeping in mind that even just these 5 minutes can really make a difference. I hope that you have a wonderful day with us at Empower You. Be mindful and take care.